Disclaimer: this is a work of fiction created for entertainment purpose only, not affiliated with BTS or Big Hit Entertainment. Characters and storylines are fictional and for entertainment purpose only. If you are homophobic, then please just leave. Tigers Bunny promote respect and kindness. Introduction: Kim Taehyung, a calm, warm-hearted young man. He notices things others ignore, especially Jungkook's hidden pain. Appears strong on the outside but carries his own quiet loneliness. Determined, protective, and refuses to give up on the people he loves. Jungkook, bright and cheerful in front of others but hides deep scars inside, abandoned in the past which makes him fear love and attachment. Always smiles to cover his pain but silently longs for someone who will stay. Vulnerable, fragile, yet deeply loving once he opens his heart. Jungkook was a boy everyone admired. His laughter was loud, his jokes always made others smile, and his energy lit up the whole classroom. But what nobody noticed was how heavy his heart felt when the day ended. At night, when everyone else was asleep, Jungkook lay awake, staring at the ceiling. His smile faded into tears he never let anyone see, because he knew smiles fool people, but tears scared them away. Kim Taehyung sat a few seats behind Jungkook in class. He wasn't loud like Jungkook, but his sharp eyes always noticed things others missed. He noticed how Jungkook's laughter always sounded a little too forced, how his eyes never really sparkled the way they should. Taehyung thought to himself, why does he smile like that, as if he is hiding something? The bell rang, students rushed out, chatting about their evening plans. Jungkook was the last to leave, carrying his bag slowly. Taehyung also stayed back, pretending to organize his books, but his eyes followed Jungkook. When Jungkook passed by, Taehyung called softly. Taehyung, gentle voice. Hey, you are always so cheerful, but today you look tired. Are you okay? Jungkook started for a smile. Ah, I'm fine, Young, just a little sleepy. Taehyung, eyes narrowing slightly. Sleepy or something else? Jungkook froze for a second, but then laughed like nothing was wrong. Jungkook smiling brightly. You are worrying for nothing. I am strong, remember? He quickly walked away before Theon could ask more, but Theon's heart wasn't convinced. That night, Theon couldn't sleep. The image of Jungkook's shaky smile kept replaying in his mind. Meanwhile, Jungkook sat on his bed, hugging his knees, his phone lit up with group messages, friends asking him to hang out, but he turned it face down. His chest hurt too much. Jungkook, whispering to himself, tears falling. Why does everyone leave? Why can't anyone stay even when I try so hard to be perfect? His voice broke, and he buried his face in his arms, crying silently. No one knew, no one ever saw. The next day, Jungkook walked into class with his usual wide smile. No one could guess he had cried for hours the night before. But Taehyung's eyes lingered on him longer than usual. Taehyung's thoughts. That smile, it's not real. I know it, Jeon Jungkook. What are you hiding behind it? Taehyung didn't know why he cared so much, but his heart whispered something strange. Maybe, just maybe, Jungkook's pain was meant for him to heal. Time skip. The day was unusually quiet. Classes had ended hours ago and the campus was nearly empty. Theon walking toward the library when he suddenly heard faint sounds like someone choking back sobs. He stopped. The sound came from the old music room at the end of the hall. Theon slowly pushed the door open and there he saw Jungkook sitting on the floor, hugging his knees, his face buried, his shoulders shook with every breath. For the first time, Theon saw the boy behind the fake smile. Theon, softly stepping inside. Jungkook's head snapped up, eyes wide and red. He quickly wiped his tear with his sleeves and forced a shaky smile. Jungkook, voice trembling. Hyung, what are you doing here? I was just practicing alone. Theon, kneeling in front of him, eyes firm. Practicing? Don't lie to me. You have been crying. Jungkook's lips parted, but no words came out. His eyes darted everywhere except Theon's face. Jungkook whispering, almost begging. Please, just pretend you didn't see anything. Theon shaking his head. No, I can't pretend. Not when it's you. Silence filled the room. Jungkook's body trembled, and finally he broke down. Tears fell freely as he covered his face. Jungkook, crying, voice cracking. Why does it always hurt you? Why does everyone leave me? I laugh, I smile, I try to be perfect, but in the end they all go. I am always alone. Theong's chest edged hearing those words. Without thinking, he reached out and pulled Jungkook into his arms, Theong hugging him tightly. You are not alone, not anymore. I am here. Jungkook froze at the sudden warmth. His hands hesitated before gripping Theong's shirt, clutching it like he was scared Theong would disappear too. Jungkook sobbing against Theong's chest. Don't say that. People always promise, but they never stay. Theon stroking his hair gently. I am not people. I am me. And I won't leave. Jungkook, not even if you push me away. Jungkook cried harder, his walls breaking piece by piece. For the first time, he let someone see the scars he had hidden for so long. The room was silent except for Jungkook's sob and Theon's soothing whispers. That night, something changed between them. Theon didn't just see Jungkook as the boy with the brightest smile anymore. He saw him as a boy with the deepest wounds, and he swore he would be the one to heal them. The next day, the campus cafeteria was loud with chatter. Jungkook sat at the center of a group of boys, laughing loudly, clapping his hands at their jokes. His dimples showed, his eyes curved beautifully, and anyone looked who would think he was the happiest person alive. But Theong, sitting at the nearby table, wasn't convinced. The way Jungkook's laugh ended too quickly, the way his shoulders dropped when no one was looking, the way his eyes dimmed the moment he turned away from the group. Theong saw it all. The boys around Jungkook were not really friends. They only laughed when he entertained them, only called him when they needed something, and Jungkook knew it. Random boy grinning. Yeah, Jungkook, you are too funny, man. The story about the professor, seriously, you're the best. Jungkook smiling brightly, voice cheerful. Haha, really, I just wanted to make you all laugh. But deep inside his chest edged. If I stop being funny, if I stop being smiling, they won't want me anymore. Theong's jaw tightened as he watched, his hand curled into fist under the table. He wanted to walk over to pull Jungkook away from those people who only saw his mask. Later, when the group left one by one, Jungkook stayed behind quietly cleaning up the table. His smile had vanished, now replaced by a tired, empty look. That's when Taehyung approached. Taehyung softly but firmly. You don't have to do that for them. Jungkook startled, then quickly put on his smile again. Jungkook's cheerful tone first. Oh Hyung, no, it's fine. They are my friends. I don't mind helping. Taehyung, eyes narrowing, voice serious. Friends? Jungkook, real friends don't only want you when you are making them laugh. They don't leave you behind when the fun is over. Jungkook froze, his hands trembled slightly as he clutched the tray tighter. Jungkook quietly looking down. But if I don't smile, if I don't make them happy, then what reason will they have to stay? The word stabbed Theon's heart. He gently took the tray from Jungkook's hand and set it aside. Theon, soft, emotional. Then they were never worth staying. Jungkook, don't you see? You don't have to fake your happiness to deserve love. Jungkook's lips trembled, his eyes watered, but he quickly blinked them away, forcing another laugh. Jungkook, weak smile. Hyung, you are too serious. Really, I'm fine. But his voice cracked at the end, betraying the truth. Theon stepped closer, lowering his voice. Theung gently. I don't believe that smile, and I won't stop until I see the real one. Jungkook looked at him, eyes glossy, walks shaking. For the moment, it felt like he would break again, but instead he turned away, whispering so softly Theung barely heard it. Jungkook whispering, please, Young, don't try too hard. You will only get tired of me too. Theung's heart edged at those words, but deep inside he knew he wasn't going anywhere. Not now, not ever. Time skip. The rooftop was quiet again that night. Jungkook's head curled up, his hoodie pulled over his head, trying to hide his face. Theung had followed him after seeing the way he broke earlier in the cafeteria. For a while, Theung said nothing. He simply sat beside Jungkook, giving him silent company. The stars twinkled above, the city glowed below, but between them the air was heavy with unspoken words. Finally, Theung spoke. Theung, gently. You don't have to force yourself with me, Jungkook. Not the fake laughs, not the bright mask, but just be you. Jungkook's throat tightened, his fingers twisted together nervously. Jungkook, soft, trembling. But if I show you the real me, what if you hate it too? Theon shaking his head. I could never hate you, not even for a second. Something inside Jungkook cracked. His eyes filled with tears, and before he could stop himself, the words stumbled out. Words he had locked away for years. Jungkook, voice shaking. My mom. My mom left when I was little. She never came back. My dad, he didn't want me either, he said. I reminded him of her. He was always gone, and when he was home, he looked at me like I was a mistake. Theon's chest edged, but he stayed silent, letting Jungkook spill his heart. Jungkook, tears streaming, voice breaking. So I learned to smile. I thought if I smiled enough, if I made people laugh, they would want to stay. And they did for a while, but eventually they always left. Friends, family, everyone. No one ever stayed. His hand covered his face as sobs tore through him. Jungkook muffled broken. That's why I keep smiling young, because if I stop, if I show them how broken I am, they will go too, just like he did. Just like he did. Without a word, Theon pulled him into his arms. Jungkook resisted for a second, then collapsed against his chest, sobbing harder. Theon whispering fiercely, You are wrong, Jungkook. Not everyone will leave. I won't leave. Jungkook shook his head weakly, his voice raw. Jungkook hiccuping. But what if you get tired of me too? Theon cupped his face, making him meet his eyes through the tears. His own gaze was burning with sincerity. Theon, firmly with emotion. Listen to me. Even if the whole world turns its back on you, I will still be here. You don't have to fake your smile with me. Cry, break, scream. I will still hold you. I will still love you. Jungkook sobbed softened into shaky breath. His body trembled, but for the first time, he let him fully seen, his pain, his fear, his scars, and instead of being abandoned, he was held closer. That night, the walls he had built for years began to crumble, not because Theon forced him, but because he wanted. It had been 3 months since that night on the rooftop. The change in Jungkook was small at first, but quieter smiles, soft laughs, but they were real, not the mask he used to wear. He didn't force himself to laugh at any joke, didn't bend over backward to keep friends who never truly cared. Instead, he found himself leaning on Theon. Whenever the nights get heavy, Theon was there, listening, holding, reminding him that his pain didn't make him unlovable. Slowly, Jungkook began to believe it. Slowly, he began to heal. One spring afternoon, they sat under the oak tree near campus, sunlight slipping through the leaves. Jungkook leaned against Theong's shoulder, humming softly. His eyes sparkled the way Theong had never seen before. Theong, smiling warmly. You are glowing, Bunny. You don't even realize it. Jungkook blushing, teasing, glowing, and I some kind of fairy now, young. Theong chuckling. A fairy who finally smiles from the heart. Jungkook's laughter faded into silence. He played with his finger nervously, then whispered, Jungkook softly. Young, do you really mean it that you will never leave me? Theong turned to him, cupping his cheeks gently. His gaze was steady, his voice unwavering. Theo, with all his heart. I meant it the first time I said it. I mean it now, and I will mean it tomorrow. I am not going anywhere, Jungkook. I love you. Jungkook's breath catch, his eyes filled with tears, but the way they warmed this time. Jungkook hiccuping, hugging Theon tightly. I love you too, Youngie, more than I ever thought I could. You stayed when I was at my worst. You saw me when I was breaking, and you still choose me. No one's ever done that before. Theong's arm wrapped around him, holding him as if he was the most precious thing in the world. Theong whispering against his ear. That's because you are Bunny. You are my everything now. Jungkook buried his face in Theong's chest, smiling through his tears. They were not fake anymore. They were not forced. They were real. The boy who once feared everyone leaving had finally found someone who stayed. And the man who promised never to leave kept his promise. With love. The end.